welcome back to another episode of After 5 Podcast, inspired by the happiest hour of the day, happy hour, of course. For those who are new to After 5, we are a podcast based in Detroit, and we pretty much talk about all types of different stuff over a cocktail, glass of wine, just anything you would enjoy during happy hour over good conversation. And I am Sarah, aka Flemmy. We have some other people on the episode today. I'll let you guys introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, it's me, Jam. Hey everybody, it's me, Sierra.
Hi, it's Shy. And we also have a very special guest, Lori, joining us today.
Happy to be here. Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me.
Yes, Lori is a sales rep who works with Moet and Hennessy. Just a few fun facts about her. She is married with 3 children.
That's right.
She's from Northeast. She's specifically from Maine. She loves to travel. She loves food and drinks of all types. And her favorite drink is Belvedere Martini or a glass of champagne.
Okay.
That's right. And I'm with some bubble lovers here today. I'm excited about that. With my people here.
Definitely. Well, thank you again for joining us, Lori. Is there anything you want to say to our guests before we get into the episode?
You all are going to be entertained today. It's a good energy in the studio today.
Yes.
Good energy.
Yes.
Love it. So like I said, thank you again for joining us. All right. And today's episode, we are going to be talking about untraditional women. And we're going to jump into our questions and all the things that we have prepared to talk about later on today. But first, let's jump over to Cheyenne. What's on the menu for us today?
Okay, so something fun. Lori brought us some Moet, Shadon, and
I know that's right.
Lori. Okay, you have to explain this.
I
wasn't crazy. No, you wasn't. I just had it all in my head and it got me off track.
It's okay. It's okay.
No, this is great. This is great. So these are some innovations in our portfolio. It's the Moet and Chandon Ice and Pure Rosé, which is new this month to Michigan.
Okay.
So, yep, this summer's we're pouring the ice rosé, and then we have the Chandon Garden Spritz with the orange label.
Which one goes over ice? Is this one?
They both do.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah,
Okay.
perfect.
I love that bottle.
It is
Thank
very,
you.
very
It's
cute.
so
I love the
cute.
pink.
And girly.
Yes.
I love a pink. Anything pink. I
Yes.
love.
Pink.
Okay, so y'all could pass me y'all cups, and then Lori, can you tell us a little bit about this particular champagne here?
Yeah, absolutely. So Moet and Chandon, world famous champagne house. What they saw was that in southern France, specifically Saint-Tropez, people were drinking their Imperial Brut on their yacht or at their villa, and they were pouring ice cubes into their champagne because it was so hot. They wanted their beverage cold. Mm-hmm. And so the team at Moet and Chandon said, no, this is not the way that we've made this champagne. So they did their research and development, and years down the road, they launched Ice Imperial. And then came Ice and Pure Rosé. But this is the first French maison to produce a champagne to drink on the rocks.
Very exciting.
Which is pretty non-traditional.
Right.
So it's kind of on theme for today,
Very
right?
fitting.
And it was a big deal because the French are pretty traditional. So it was a big moment in the champagne world.
Mm-hmm.
But you just chill down the bottle in the refrigerator, pour it in a nice, awesome large wine glass like this.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Cheyenne. Ice cubes. And then we have some fun with garnish. So you can do like herbs or citrus, berries, and different types of fruits.
Very exciting.
Yeah. So today we've got your option of orange, rosemary, or lime.
Very delicious.
Yeah.
So I think that's very interesting that it is on ice because, like you said, traditionally it's not. Like I like my stuff cold. Even when it
Yes.
comes to like red wine, I may like chill the glass, but I know that's not like the traditional method of how you drink it. So I think that's very interesting that it's specifically made for, for it to be on ice.
Yes, because you have a lot of things going when you put ice in any beverage because the ice starts to melt. So it can water down or dilute your beverage. And with this, the assemblage of the Pinot Noir, the Meunier, the Chardonnay that's in this blend, it's a little heavier on the Pinot Noir, which gives it structure. It's heavier on the Meunier, which gives this awesome suppleness. And then the dosage is a little bit higher too, and the dosage is where you get the sweetness on the champagne, so a little bit higher. So then as the ice melts, you have the structure from the red grapes that are in this, and you also just have this great dosage with the sweetness that carries through as you enjoy it.
Very nice. And I'm assuming the emphasis on the structure of the could I get a lime too, and I can pass, but the extra structure that this wine has means that as the ice is melting, it's less likely to get watered down.
You'll technically, I guess, it will get watered down as ice melts, but it will withstand it better than
nice.
Another champagne.
That is very cool.
Yeah, it's really keeping like the complexities on the palate
Is this
and keeping
mine or
the
Jan?
beverage interesting.
Can I get rosemary?
Sorry.
Thanks. I'm gonna just drop it in there.
Thanks.
Awesome.
I'll just.
I know this is pretty complex, right? Normally you just pop the cork and out it comes. So
I love this though. It's very fancy.
Yeah,
I have
it's
my
so
nice
cute.
garnish. It is very, very cute.
I love these glasses. These are perfect. Like the big round.
Yeah.
Yeah. Almost like a goblet.
So
All
we
right,
are
yeah.
going to do
Let's
a
get
cheers.
Yes.
Yeah. Cheers.
And thank you again
Yes.
for sponsoring our drinks
Yep.
for today's
Thank
episode.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Or a ghost cheers. That's what I call it.
I'll put a little rosemary in there.
That's good.
It's very good.
Oh, that is really, really good.
It's different.
I
It
can drink
is.
this whole bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of dangerous.
Yeah.
It's dangerous like that. It's a great day party drink. I mean,
Yeah.
both of these bubbles that I brought today are great for day party, and they're great for brunch. A great substitute to mimosa.
Yeah, because typically when I have sparkling wine, I do prefer like a juice or whether it's orange juice or whatever juice to make it a mimosa, but I could drink this with nothing.
Yeah, this is good.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's good.
I'm glad you like it. And you can have some fun with the garnish. Like I said, you could do muddled berries and mint.
This is very yummy.
Yes.
Okay. Jam, you want to do your segment with music? We got some songs. I know I got my
Jam's
songs listed
jam.
this time. And then when we done drinking these, I'll pop this open, and Lori, you can talk about the
Awesome.
next one.
For sure.
Okay, so anybody have any new albums or just any songs that you've been really into, like today or last week, or something that you keep listening, you find yourself listening to?
I was, I like that song Calm Down.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I'm repeat right now. I don't know if it's because I literally need to calm down because I can get like 100 miles per hour sometimes. But yeah, that's kind of been my go-to right now.
It's a good summertime, springtime song.
It's giving
too,
like
so-
vacation
Yeah,
vibes.
it does. It
Yeah.
does.
Is Selena Gomez on it too?
Yes.
They got a remix.
I want to
The
hear
remix.
it.
That's she's
got
on the
a
remix.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. See,
I have heard this.
Because I love Afrobeats. I got a
They play
whole
a lot on
Afrobeats
TikTok.
playlist. Yeah.
That's probably where I heard it.
Yeah.
TikTok.
It's like this song.
I love this song.
Are you listening to it, Cheyenne?
it's
Oh,
amazing.
you can't hear it. It's playing in
You probably
my God.
like that. Everybody quiet. Sorry, Jam.
That's okay. That song is a vibe.
It is a vibe.
I have been listening to, every episode I never got my song ready, but this time
Yeah.
I was ready. Summer Walker album came out.
Okay.
And I actually like it. Okay. I got
Shout out to Summer Walker, though.
somebody posted it was like it's giving Ari Lennox and they don't like it. And I'm like, that's both. Because
I can see that.
I can see that too, but I really like Ari Lennox too. And I like the shift that she kind of made with her music. I don't know. I feel it. I like it. So
I feel like I like it too, but it's more so catering to the older Summer Walker fans. So it doesn't sound like her last two albums, but it sounds like Clear, her other EP called Clear.
It does.
And I really like that EP.
Yeah.
So I like the album. I'm here for it, but I'm not surprised that people are like, no, what is she doing? Because she hasn't made music that sounds like this in so long.
yeah,
I agree.
I never heard that particular album. I actually
Yeah.
tried to look for it on Apple Music because I saw it said Clear too, and I looked at it. I was like, oh, bro. I'm like, I just became hip to her probably when she released that album with she's like in the pink. That was her like her debut album, I assume. But I'm like, shit, I'm gonna go find it because
You
I
might
might
like
like
it.
it.
It's
I like
really
this
good.
album.
It
It's
is.
really good.
And
I
she
like
do
it.
a virtual, when we was in the pandemic, she did a virtual session of it. So it's kind of like a tiny desk
of this?
the first Clear.
Oh, okay.
And it's really, 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 really good.
It is.
This one, it had 2 songs that like were just talking.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only complaint that I have. But other than that, it's
really
10
10 songs and it's 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, this is very clean cut and concise because I saw 10 songs. I'm like, I put it on. I'm thinking I'm about to have some music to play for at least an hour.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Yeah,
it was
it's a
30,
clean
29
too.
minutes.
I love a
I
quick
did
album.
like that song with J. Cole though.
I do too.
I love that.
That's
I
a
haven't
good
heard
Heard it
verse.
from start
song.
to finish.
Yeah.
His
Can you
verse
play
is
that
really
one?
good.
Yeah, that
While
was
I think
nice.
about my song,
Yeah.
because it's still the same one from last episode.
What was that?
What was it?
Girl, Don Toliver. I'm one of those people who will listen to something,
Uh-huh.
and if I like it, I'm going to listen to it until
Yeah.
my ears fall off and
Wear it
something
out.
new comes in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. I haven't added something to my playlist in a very long time. Like Beyonce is probably the last thing that.
The last new thing.
I add everything. That's my problem. Like I'll add any song I like. I'm adding it, and then I find myself going back and deleting songs later. Like, ugh, what is this?
Mm-hmm.
This is
So, yeah, I
a
need to stop
very
doing that.
like
This
Just
makes me
adding
feel so
everything.
good.
in
Yeah.
your. It's a mood. It's a mood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Very
that
chill
song is a
R&B.
And I be looking for new songs. So if y'all ever have new songs, send them to me.
Have you
Because I'm
heard?
trying to get in my DJ bag. So
Have you heard K Tramine? The new album with K Tronada and Amine.
I have not.
I saw
You might
that.
like it. I
Okay.
like it a lot.
I'll have to
Actually.
listen to it. I saw that you dropped the.
It's like a combined album with the both of them. Has everybody like heard K Tronada's music or Amine's music?
Mhm.
Amine is he had a couple popular songs, but I haven't listened to like only the songs that will be on like the
popular
radio.
songs.
Did he come out in like 2010 or something?
I don't know if it
feel
was
like he had a
2010, but like
song.
he's been out for a minute. He hasn't been dropping consistently since he first dropped music, but his sound is very kind of fun, more upbeat kind of a rapper. I'm not surprised that him and K Tronada have an album together because
Yeah.
I feel like their sounds are
works.
it works because K Tronada's like kind of techno, like house music type, and Amine, his flow would go well with that.
Yep.
yeah.
Yep, that's what it is.
I
He be like,
K-Tronada.
Yes.
That's the song I was
Yes,
talking about. When
I
did
don't
that
remember the
song-
name.
It's
I
I can't remember the song either.
I'm not really a fan of him.
That's fair.
I
That's
think
fair.
he
It's
gives a lot
different.
to be a fan of. Like when it comes to popular songs, I think he has like maybe one or two, but I think he's more in like a pocket where like his fans really like him, and he's staying at like he's not more like a mainstream type of
Yeah.
artist.
I would say he's not mainstream for sure. Because apparently he did drop something in 2020 and 2021.
Yeah, we never heard of
In
it.
2018. No,
It's
I don't
okay,
think I have.
but it's okay.
It's
though.
okay. Yes.
Be like,
heard you done got you a dime.
I like
Oh,
that
this the
song.
older one,
That's the
yeah.
oldest one. I'm like, when I heard that, I'm like, that's the only song I think I know by him.
I just want to know. Probably not. I mean, shit.
I was waiting for the beat to drop.
Yeah, I didn't remember it taking this long to drop.
Funny as hell. Thick as fuck. Oh my god.
That's my baby.
Oh yeah,
yeah, this,
but it's
it was
another one
fun.
though that he had. That was
There
kinda
is
popular.
another one. I don't remember
I
how it
can't- yeah, I
sounds,
can't
but yeah,
think
he's
of
had
it.
like I would say 3 max popular songs. But yeah, him and K Tronada just dropped an album. Very house music vibes. I think it's like right on time for the summertime. So
Is there a song
I
you
like
like
those
off of
music.
there?
I haven't heard it from start to finish.
Oh, okay.
You could probably play anything to give people like a feel, but it's very like K Tronada focused.
I'm gonna play this one.
See, like it's
I feel like this gives when I wake up on a Saturday in a good mood, the sun is shining.
yeah.
He may pour you a glass of Moet.
Yeah, I can hear this in Spotlight for
in a
sure.
row. You know, this is the vibe it gives.
Yeah,
I'm screaming. Okay.
You didn't tell us your song.
I
That you
did, didn't I?
No,
she said Summer Walker's album.
Oh,
The whole
see, did you?
album.
My song is So last week, I think it was Lil Tyler. This time it's Lil Pat and Flo Millie called Rodeo. It's a mix of Pony, Genuine, but I like Flo Millie's verse so much.
Okay.
And that has been my wake up song. Like, when it comes to songs, like, it's really how I feel. It's a mood, like how I wake up. See? It's like
Flo
Pony.
Millie is the like, she has like an animated like a voice.
She's like, okay.
Yeah, I like her.
It gets like that,
That's
but
I like
this
her.
is. It's a remix of Pony.
That's how you wake up. Okay.
Some days I do wake up like this. Love it or hate, sometimes I do.
I feel it. It be like
Take
that.
the headscarf off and I be like this. And then my dog, he literally just watches me dance in the mirror. So it'd be a fun little vibe in the morning.
That's cute. Does he try to dance too? You know how dogs try to do what you do.
Yeah, he does.
That's
He
cute.
does. My dog hype. Shout out to Kinsella if you're watching.
Oh my god.
You're here at home right now watching you.
That is hilarious.
All right, y'all finish our drink so I can open the next one.
Okay, let's do that. Let's finish. And then while we're finishing our drink,
Can I also say shout out to Moet because my ice definitely melted, but it doesn't taste like just complete water.
Yeah,
it doesn't taste
True that.
watered
True that.
down.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I have a game for today, and it is just a simple game of Never Have I Ever. It's gonna be something light. It's not gonna be nothing too crazy, or you gotta think super hard about it. It's just gonna be fun and lighthearted. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So the first one is Never Have I Ever Missed a Flight.
I have never missed a flight.
Really?
Yep. Never. I have extreme flight missing anxiety. So
I've
got very close, but I've never missed.
I've only ever been on one because I've been scared to get on planes my whole life. And my first flight was about 2 years ago. For Thanksgiving, we went to Atlanta, which was a pretty short flight. But yeah, so I have never.
Oh.
You didn't miss it.
It's
Nice.
not
What about
fun
you,
missing a
Lori?
flight. You missed a flight before?
Oh, I missed flights. Yeah.
I've missed
Oh.
2 flights before, and it's not a good. It's not fun.
It doesn't
especially
seem
when
like
you
it would
need to
be.
get back home, or like they taxing for the flights to get back home. Like it's not fun. It's not fun at all.
How soon before y'all fly do y'all like to get to the airport?
2 hours.
I like minimum 2 hours. Anything less than 2 hours, I'm like freaking out the
like 30
whole
minutes?
time. See, yeah, I want to hear what
She
you
running
have
through
to
the
say.
gate like a bat out of hell.
I recently discovered the parking lot that's connected to the airport, DCW.
Yeah.
Where I can park, walk across the skywalk, go down, check in. I recently discovered that. So now that I know that, I will leave my house. So let's say my flight is at 1.
Right.
I would leave my house at like 11:30, get there at 12, do all of that. I want to get there when people are walking into the gate. Like, I don't like sitting down and watch people, especially like when people have masks, because I wear my mask still in the airport. But yeah,
Wow.
unfortunately, fortunately, I've only missed 2 flights. I've missed 2 flights.
That's
one
not
was
bad,
international and one was
At least
with
it don't
this
seem like
gal.
it.
But,
Gal.
yeah.
The only reason I've missed my flights is because I
Being
was
drunk.
Having a hangover. So, and the thing is, so when I went to Miami last year, when I missed that flight, my flight got canceled, and then I was sitting in Fridays next to my gate, and I was drinking, having a great time. I was by myself, and I look at the time because I thought my flight was leaving at one time, but it actually was not. It was actually, I'm glad I looked when I did. But the lady saw me walk up with a cup in my hand. She talking about something, we done boarding. No, y'all not.
So she didn't even let you on the flight?
No,
That's actually bold.
she was letting standbyers walk. You know how you fly standby?
Yeah.
She was letting them on. I'm like, I have a paid ticket.
She was being a hater. That's kind of bold.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, I'm like, I was taking my medicine.
Good.
She was like, you had a cup in your hand. I'm like, I was taking my medicine.
And what does that have to do with anything?
She was just being a bitch.
She was, absolutely.
But I got a flight back home. It was a hassle. I was about to cry, but
So when you miss your flight, do you have to buy a whole new flight?
it depends on your airline and your situation. Here's you.
Oh, thank you.
So I've been in a situation when me and Sierra missed our flight. They was trying to make us pay like what, $400?
Yeah,
$500?
Cheyenne finesse. She's like, we are college. We don't have any money. Like this is
Play
what
how
we
y'all
get back. I don't know what Cheyenne said, but she got us where we need to be.
Listen,
Cheyenne's really good at
She is. She is.
Cheyenne will be the one to make that happen.
Yeah.
like, listen here, buddy. We need to get home. We have class tomorrow. I don't know what I said, to be honest.
We made it.
We made it, and we got our money back because I think we ended up paying for it. But I'm like, it's no way we have to pay this money to like get back home. Maybe half of it. And I went to go see. They gave us our money back, but I think I just had like a nice person too.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it depends on the person you're working with at the booking thing,
Of
and
course.
then also yourself, because they can do whatever they want to. They can do what
Honestly,
they want.
they can. Yeah.
To be honest, I've
Yeah.
seen it done. I've seen it not done. I'm just like, y'all just some bitches. Just like, y'all don't want to help me.
Wow.
Okay, so the next one is never have I ever went on a road trip.
I've gone on road trips.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Well,
my god, I tasted this and I wasn't supposed to, and it's so
okay.
good.
No, I'm
I'm sorry.
Okay, see, are you fine with if we take a break and talk about this so we can all taste it? Okay. Lori, do you mind just telling us about this new drink that we're trying now?
Absolutely. Let's take a road trip together.
Okay.
And talk
Yes.
about Shandong Garden Sprite.
Okay.
Shandong Garden Sprite is a new innovation with Shandong. And Shandong's actually a pretty big global winery. It's different than Moet and Shandong.
Mm-hmm.
This is an innovation because Shandong's typically known for like their Brut Bubbly, their Rosé, their Demi-Sec, their Blanc de Pinot Noir. But this is completely different. This is like a ready to drink. It's their Brut sparkling, so sparkling wine with orange bitter liqueur added. And that orange bitter liqueur, like, that's where you get the beautiful color. That's where you're getting that great punch of fresh orange fruit on it as well. And it's been flavored with black pepper and cardamom and all these different spices to really add some complexity.
Okay.
So
That
this is
sounds
like-
really good.
Yeah.
Yes.
I snuck and tasted it a little bit.
Yeah.
It's really, really, really good. But
Cheers.
let's do our official
Cheers.
cheers.
Air cheers.
Cheers.
But this is like with Moet Ice, we drink it on ice, not in a champagne flute, and we play with garnish.
This is so good.
It's
a
so
great
good.
substitute to a mimosa as well.
It tastes like it has juice in it already.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
This
can
is
see where
amazing.
It says a substitute for mimosa. You don't have to add anything to it. You can literally drink
And
it
it's
straight out the bottle.
11.5 alcohol percentage.
Like a white wine. Like a white wine.
We love that. Who made that noise?
It was Jay. This is delicious.
This is so good.
Yeah, this is. But see, to answer your question, never have I ever took a road trip. I said yes, but then I was gonna ask, like, what is a road trip? Just like we're driving somewhere and then that's the destination, or are you thinking of a road trip like cross country style road trip where we driving around to different locations?
So I was thinking road trip as in hitting multiple locations. But if you really think about it, it is like, you know, you can go to one location. But have you been to multiple locations?
No, and I want to so bad.
Yeah, me either. If you know, not multiple locations, but I have taken like a
trips.
yeah.
Where
to
were
different
those
states.
locations?
Chicago, well, Illinois.
Chicago.
Please.
Which Cheyenne actually?
That's Cheyenne
I think that
City.
was the last.
My city.
I think that was the last time I drove like further.
Really? When we went?
When we went, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I don't think I've driven myself. Like my mom, I've gone with my mom or stuff like that, but I haven't driven myself since then. I don't think.
I think my
Not long distance like that.
Yeah, I think my longest road trip was to DC, and then Atlanta. Those were both like long drives.
The longest trip I ever took was with Sierra.
Where'd y'all go?
We went to PCD.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all drove?
Girl,
Drove all the way to Florida.
yes. That was a
What the hell, y'all?
When I think about it, I'm like,
Scared of
why did my
myself.
mom let me drive
at 18.
at 18?
All the way to Florida.
let me do that.
I
My
knew
mom would
Florida. The drive back was honestly horrifying. I thought I was dying.
The drive back?
The drive back be
The
bad.
drive back was worse because everybody was sleepy all of a sudden. Everybody had everybody had their little ailments. Like, oh, I can't drive.
Yeah.
Like, you knew this was the timeline, and this is how we were gonna get
I
back.
think what made it like horrifying was when Sierra was driving. We had to drive through the mountains, but the weather was bad. So I've done road trips before where we had to make multiple stops. I've been to St. Louis before, but that wasn't as long as Florida. We made a couple of stops, but in South Carolina, we had to go through the mountains. I was trying to make us something. We had to go through the mountains. Driving through the mountains can be cool or bad, depending on the weather. Because when you're driving in the mountains, there's no really indication of the end for real. Like, you can see it, but you need to be paying attention, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
We were driving. I think they was doing construction. The weather was just, it was
foggy.
sleet, ice, foggy. Like, it was just horrible conditions for 18-year-olds to be driving back home on the side of a mountain.
Whose idea
and
was
everybody
it?
sleep.
I feel like it was C's.
To drive.
It was definitely collective. It was like 4 or 5. It was 4 of us. Yeah.
We wanted to go to spring. We didn't go to spring break, I think, our freshman year. So we were like, let's do it our sophomore year or whatever. And that was the most affordable way for us to go. So,
affordability in college.
I'll be driving. I'll be flying next time. Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
That is so funny.
Yeah, that is crazy.
So,
literally, I was driving in the clouds or fog, and I don't know if anybody knows, but if you can't see, you can look at the yellow on the side of the road, and that was like my navigation of how to turn this way or this way.
That's
I'm
scary.
literally looking at the yellow.
I was driving one time in rain so bad, and I had to look down at the
you
yellow.
gotta look at, and figure it out from there.
It's so scary. It's so
Sometimes
scary.
that's what you gotta do.
to like 18 years old. But nah, yeah, that was probably my longest road trip. I would say I wouldn't mind doing a road trip like that again, but I would have to add stops. It would have to be like, okay, after 8 hours, we'll take a stop here. Let's stop in Nashville or something. On the way down, make a day out of it and just make it a whole week or,
But now we're adults and have coins to do so. Back then, we don't have money to stop nowhere. We don't have that.
Yeah.
So this is our last question. Never have I ever gone viral online.
I haven't.
I have not.
I don't think I've gone viral. No. What's considered going viral?
I think
viral?
Because
I feel like you have
Sarah
went viral. Your
probably
work
has
probably has went
That's
viral.
what I'm saying.
So
My
it's
work has
probably
gone
different. Me, myself, I've been viral. Just my personal, account and stuff that I say.
I remember at least one of those
What made
moments.
you think that it went viral? What would you think that, projected it to the level that it went to?
So the first time I kind of went viral, it wasn't my page. I got pranked.
What? What was the prank?
So it's that dude that be coming up to women asking them random questions. I think I forgot his name.
Oh, yeah.
Or it's like
Is it
Q,
Trav?
Trav Quest or Trav Q or something like that. I think that's his name.
Okay.
He's a comedian. And I was in Brooklyn and he came up to me. He can I buy you a drink? And I'm looking back. I'm like, yeah.
Which is normal.
Because, he's not ugly. So it's like,
yeah.
So I'm like, I turn around yeah. And next thing I know, I didn't put 2 and 2 together. I spoke too fast. So before I realized, after I said yes, I realized who he was and I started screaming. I'm like, you're that man. No. He walked away.
Yeah.
Is that how you went viral?
First time.
Okay.
So people was just talking and whatever. And I'm just like, they told me, why would she get so excited about a drink? She ain't never had a drink before. I'm just like, bro.
People on the internet are so
Man.
cool.
They always have something to
God.
say. And that's the problem.
Bro. And then another time I posted my friend's video of her taking a shot with Drake. And it was just more so I posted I texted our group chat and was like, I'm about to post this to go viral. Just being funny. It's talking shit. Not for real. And then I posted
And then
it.
you
And
did.
next
viral.
Yep. Next thing,
millions
all
of-
the
it was
pages
on
started
fucking
reposting
Baller
their
Alert,
stuff.
Shade Room. It was on the
That's
news.
viral.
It was the
Wendy Williams show. It was crazy.
Who are we with right now? This is amazing. I have no idea.
I had cousins texting me I see you taking shots with Drake. I'm like, that was not me with her because the girl had glasses on
That's
that looked
funny.
like me. I'm like, I should have been with her,
Right.
but nah, it was one of my close friends. I'm just like, bro, I did not. I was joking.
That was almost around this time last year,
It
wasn't it?
was.
Yeah,
It was.
she needs to hit him up so we can go. To
Okay.
the concert.
Yeah, tell him to come
was
back.
good.
She was so just chill about it too.
And that
That's
Brittany
what I
was
love
what was
about
so
the video.
crazy
Yeah.
about
I
it.
always say Brittany is the best person for the job because she wasn't too overly excited.
Because I would scream.
I was screaming too.
I
I'm
would
like, it's
have
Drake.
been
It's
sitting
Drake.
next to her. I would have been like, Brittany, if you come over here, I'm touching him.
Yeah. I would go full weirdo.
She played it so cool.
Yeah.
Shout out to Brittany.
No, for real. Shout out to Brittany because she played it just how she would
She
in any
did,
situation.
yeah. But Brittany is like that though. Like
Yeah.
she'll play, even if she's shaking a little bit, you would never know on her face. Like she'll play it off.
She played it cool.
Yeah,
Like they
she
take
played it
shots
real
all the
cool.
time.
Yep.
Girl.
This is normal.
That's what it was.
I would've
Like,
been
I
been shit. I would've been in the background
like,
I would have spilled the shot on myself.
that's funny.
I've been so bad.
you want me to pay for it? I'll pay for it.
You paying too much for it. Me
That is
too.
right, yeah.
Like, girl.
I'm like, no, it's okay.
Give it to him for free.
Yeah. Yes.
But just that situation, I went viral a couple of times.
You have, because I thought you were going to talk about the basketball game.
Me too.
I always say, you want something to go viral? Hashtag and post it on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yep. It'll go viral.
Oh my God. It's just so funny. My pages are private now.
Understandably so.
People are crazy.
They
like,
And people are mean too.
people are mean and crazy and very negative. And I feel like me reading that stuff, like, and I just commend celebrities because I don't know how they do it. Because they get comments and stuff back to back. They'll get death threats. Like, why are you doing that?
People are crazy, especially the internet now. Like, I've seen people like, have you guys heard of like doxing and what that is? So that's essentially where they take, like, they find you on the internet and then they post like your address, your phone number, like your full name, your job, your occupation. Like,
Yeah. It's like pull up at this point.
yeah.
Come,
And
whatever you
that's-
found, pull up.
Yeah,
The
people are
information
very
is out there though,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Yeah. Oh, FYI. They say if you start an LLC, don't put your public address because people can find your business name and because a lot of people do at-home businesses or online shops and use
With
their
your, like, home address.
So don't do that. Get a PO box. But thank you.
That's
guys.
a very good tip,
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah. But thank you guys for playing my game.
This was fun.
Yeah. Thank you.
Of course. Well, yeah, so like we mentioned a little earlier in the episode, today's episode topic is on non-traditional women. And we have a very non-traditional guest because she's working in the spirits industry, and that may not necessarily always be the route that you see women taking with their career. So, Lori, could you just tell us a little bit how you got into the industry and what your route has looked like up until this point?
No, my pleasure. Yeah, absolutely. So I stumbled into the industry when I was in business school in Portland, Maine, and I needed a job. And I needed a job. Yeah,
That's
it happens
how it
when you're in
is.
college. I needed to like go out, and I needed money to go out. So my roommate at the time worked at a hotel, and she was like, "I know this guy. He's about to start this wine shop. Okay, like he needs staff." So I'm like, I just turned 21. I interview with this guy, and I'm all intimidated. I see his name on the text, and it says Jacques de Villiers, and I go, "Oh my gosh, I can't work for this guy. I don't know anything about wine." But I wanted to see a business at ground zero. Like
Sorry, y'all.
It's okay.
That was intense. I apologize.
I didn't hear it.
dramatic effect. That was dramatic effect.
It was an emphasis on cheers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, fast forward. So his name, I meet him and he goes, "Hey, my name is Jacques de Villiers." And I go, "Awesome." Because I thought he was going to be a guy, like a French guy right off of I start working in this wine shop and I just fall in love with it, ladies. I really do. I learned that Merlot is actually pronounced Merlot and it's a red wine. Like I had to start down to the basics, right? Like we all have to start
awesome.
somewhere in what we do. And it keeps you humble remembering that, right? So I just fell in love with it. I started reading a ton. I started drinking and trying every wine. And if there's a bottle open, it's like I smelt it and like ran over to try it because that's just the way you learn. And from there, I got picked up by a large California winery and I moved to New Hampshire and grew as a sales rep there. And then I got moved to Michigan. Then they moved me to Chicago. And now I'm back in Michigan because my husband works for General Motors. So I love Michigan. And yeah, so here I am in sales. And I was thinking about this morning. All my managers throughout my career have been, all but one, who I had for 6 months, have been male. Okay. And this is like over a 15-year span. And that's where, planning for today's discussion, I was just like, wow, okay. Because the stats are changing. Like since I've been in my career for over 15 years, like I've seen more females. but we still have this, male dominated environment, as many industries do. But, and I've skirted my way around it, like just trying to be one of the boys, And because of that, I think I've done well. But at the same time, it's made a confusion with myself. It's like, who am I? What's my brand that I'm building? Because I can't just play like a chameleon. Like I need to stay strong and like have my own like control of where my career is going. It's really interesting.
Yeah, I agree with you, especially because we're in the same industry in food and beverage. And when I started out at my first job, which was an operations manager in Chicago, I was the only female, one. And then two, I'm the youngest one there. So that was just like two caveats for the most part. It was just like, all right, here I am. And I don't know what I'm doing. So here we go. But even just over the years and just kind of like working in different environments, again, like you said, mostly are ran by men. And it's kind of like, I don't want to say intimidating because I'm not really intimidated. It's just kind of funny to me. Like, I'm here too. And guess what? I could play this game. We on the same level. And it's just kind of like, it's cool. I usually get along with my male counterparts. They usually like me. It's just like, it's just, like you said, trying to be one of the boys, just like, it gets confusing. Like, I want to be a lady. I want to be a lady.
It's interesting because although I'm not in the same industry, photography is very male dominated. Okay, yeah. I'm also in IT, and that's also very traditionally male dominated. And as much as, because I grew up around boys mostly, either my brother or my nephews, that's who I was just spending most of my time with. So that environment feels natural to me. But I also feel like I'm more feminine in those spaces because that's just naturally how I am, just around men or whatever. And I feel like that's almost empowering in a sense, like being with the boys and being very much so like still very feminine. Like I'm going to talk to y'all about my nails and y'all going to listen because we're on the same team and this is what we're talking about. But just having that balance is so interesting because you're not necessarily in a space where it's all people who are like have the same experiences as you, but being able to still connect and still get your job done at the end of the day and not letting that be like a hindrance or something that deters you in any type of ways. It's interesting. So what would you say is like your favorite part about your job and your career?
Okay, so it's so interesting because I fell in love with the beverage, right? There's like a romance about what you're drinking right now. It comes from a sense of place. There's people that are picking the grapes from the vine, and there's such a history and story with the wine industry. That's why it first like kind of hooked me into it. And then I started realizing that selling is fucking fun. Can I say that? I don't even know. Yeah. But it is. It's so fun. And I guess I'm naturally very competitive. I guess I never really realized that. But now I really enjoy getting out with a team, growing a brand, getting in front of the right people and seeing success. So I think that would be like my favorite part about it is just the sales team enthusiasm and like motivating people. Yeah. It's really rewarding.
That's very cool. So would you consider yourself, I know you mentioned that you've worked with the guys a lot and like taking on some of that. Would you consider yourself like an alpha female, or would you use that to describe yourself at all?
I don't actually use that word. That's not like a word it's not part of my vocabulary. I wouldn't say that I am then, right? Even with my personal relationships and my relationship with my husband, like we're kind of on the same playing field, right? Like I don't want to be domineering. Like I want to be like on par with you and we can work together and figure it out together. Because if it's unbalanced, it's uncomfortable. And it's also not as successful in my opinion, but yeah.
I agree.
So I know you're married, and I have like this dream life that I aspire to have when I do get like married. And, I mean, I don't know if it's a reality. If it is, it is. If it's not, it's not. Whatever. But my goal in life, if I ever do get married, is to be a housewife. Like I know I work a lot. I would consider myself like an independent woman for the most part. Like I take care of myself. I don't usually ask for much or anything like that. But if someone was to want to marry me, I would want to like be taken care of, because at that point all right, I'll have kids, I'll take care of them and different things like that. But I also know the reality of different situations, you know, life sometimes, and you can't do that. So like, I guess it's like lots of conversation like on Twitter and stuff like that, like splitting bills 50-50, like type of thing like that. So that's like, not to like get in your business, obviously, about like your... not to get in like your business stuff about like your relationship, but like what are your thoughts on like, you know, women that want to have like, we call like, I guess, a soft life and not have to do much and just kind of have like the man provide and like the household and not the woman for the most part.
Yeah, listen, to each their own. Like, man, woman, whatever, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing for relationships is just being like straight out and like telling them what you want in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because if you're like doing and saying things that are trying to coax someone to dating you and getting like down the road, and then they want to propose to you, and then you're like, ta-da, I want to be actually like, I want to stop my career.
Yeah.
Like, then it's like,
where did
So
that
I
come
think
from?
if you're like straight up, like upfront with someone about that's your vision. Yeah. Because you'll find the right person that will support it.
And
you know?
that
And I
wants
think that's
that.
great.
Yeah.
I think that's great because if my husband took a step out of work and wanted to just watch the kids full time, power to you. And he's mentioned that before because we've talked about relocating out of Detroit for my career if I did that again. And he was like, I'll stay home with the kids. So I don't know. That's my advice.
Really
be upfront and get it.
One day, like, what's y'all thoughts? Y'all think y'all should like, I don't know. When should you start talking about that? When like you dating somebody and y'all start talking about marriage, or is that something you talk about when you dating somebody or y'all in a relationship? Like, what do y'all think?
I personally think kind of like what you said, you start how you want to finish. And sometimes it's an uncomfortable conversation with certain people. But if you know for certain this is exactly what it is that you want, it's better to go upfront about it. And it won't be a surprise at the end when I say I want X, Y, and Z because I told you from the beginning this is what you want. And you decide to ignore it or you decide to think maybe it wasn't real all the way, like that's on you, you know. But I did my part in explaining what it is that I want. So I think if you're honest and upfront with somebody and do it from the beginning, like you said, with I don't want to be a different person. I don't want to trick you into something. I don't want to finesse you into anything. This is exactly what it is. I think that's the best way to go about certain things.
I'll be posting on Instagram now. I can't wait to be a housewife.
Yeah, I want you to know. Like, even if I'm direct, I'm going to throw hints. Like, this is what I want. And then if that person is receptive, like, oh, okay, I know she want to be a housewife. Perhaps.
I had like 2 guys DM me. I had one guy DM me about we already went on a date. He talking about you in a relationship? I'm like, no. He like, so how you counting down? I'm like, I'm just letting it out there. He like, okay, what's up? We need to go on a date.
Say less.
If you can support that lifestyle, that is 100% like whatever. But no, I just, you know.
But then also vice versa. If I'm happy in something that I want to do and I'm truly happy, I don't care. I'm not going to say support the whole. But I'm okay with doing more than maybe what society think what you should be doing. If I'm happy in what I'm doing and I'm making money in what I'm doing and we're living life, you're on board, I'm on board, we had the conversation, our kids are happy, this is happy, this is happy, this is happy. I'm here for it. I don't think it's a straight pathway that you have to go in order to achieve happiness in a relationship.
That's a good point. And you also have to be careful about finances, right? Because you're talking about one person making an income. So you have to basically have an agreement of like, all right, you're going to have this one salary. This is our lifestyle, right? And you can't expect more if that's the paycheck that's coming in.
Right, from that one person. And you have to adjust.
It's important.
Yeah.
You know, your expectations have to be in with where you want to be as well.
I don't know if I could be a housewife. Because even when I was off, like, maybe a month or 2, probably a month, like when I was pregnant with Dom, and that was only because I got into a car accident. Otherwise, I would have kept working until like the very end. But even when I was off for like those couple of months after I had Dom, it was like, I wish I was doing something. Right now. And that's when I decided to go back to school, but it still wasn't enough because it's like, I think I would like to work less, not have to work as much, but I don't know if I could just sit home.
I get that because I have actually gone back and forth with myself on this topic because growing up, I always felt like that was my ideal state, is being a housewife. Like, I married this rich ass husband and he's paying for everything. I'm staying with the kids and life is copacetic. But growing your career is actually very rewarding.
It is.
Like, outside of the money, like getting really good at something and being that bitch at what you do is kind of fire.
Yes.
So I don't know if I would want to let go of that completely, but I do know when I have a child, especially my first child, I want to take some time away from that and just like enjoy motherhood. And I think there's a lot to enjoy with being a housewife as well. But I don't want to give myself that luxury, because that is a luxury to be able to afford one salary on a whole household. So I would want to do that for, I don't know how long, but at some point I do. But I think that especially whenever I have kids, because I'm not even on the track for that right now.
I'm not even on the path.
Yeah.
Maybe one day.
One day.
You can be a stay-at-home girlfriend or Beyonce or
I could, but I also do enjoy like growing my career and things like that. So I think that I want to experience like kind of all of that. So when I do have a child, I don't know how long I would want to be away from my career, because there may still be goals that I want to meet.
Love
I
it.
think I envision just the life of being able to do whatever I want. when
Or
I want.
just having
Like,
the option
yes.
to do stuff. Like, if I want to go to work, I can. If I don't, that's cool too.
Yeah.
We might have to cut back with certain stuff, but if
I want
just
a
to
lot
have
of
the
kids.
option.
I want like 3 or 4 kids, and I gotta be at home with them. Somebody gotta take care of these kids.
yeah. Well, I'll bring my kids to you.
Okay,
too
come
shy.
on. We can have
All the kids off the
kids
side,
going
you know,
over
take
here.
care of business.
We
The
don't have-
entrepreneur over there.
Yeah.
And then, but
taking care of the kids.
okay, or like even if like if the kids would get older, I don't know. I envision this life. It's like, okay, maybe I could just dibble and dabble in something, whatever. But I don't know. I'm just tired of working and being an independent woman.
I'm tired of working.
I see.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
Are there any industries that you would like to see more women in that you don't typically? I mean, it is changing now. Like, times are changing. You do start to see more women in. Like, for me, it was engineering. And then when I went to Wayne State, I saw quite a few women who were going to school for engineers. So, but that was when I was younger. It's like, I always thought that men were engineers, and that you typically didn't see a lot of women in that industry or that field.
I get what you're saying. I think for me, honestly, all of them. I think that it's good to have both men and women in whatever roles that they would be good at. Because I know, just as a woman in a male-dominated space, like, we have our own perspective because we're women. We see the world through a different lens because we've experienced life as women. And I think that being a woman in a male-dominated field, it's not like we're not in that field because we can't do it. It's things that have either restricted or barred us from doing that, even if it's just what you think a woman should do. I personally I would like to see more women in all roles that are not traditional. And same for men too. Like, I know nursing is a field that you don't typically see a lot of men in, but I'm sure there are a lot of men who go to the doctor or whatnot, and it would be more welcoming for them to have more men in that environment. Or like, I go to the doctor's office and my female nurse is able to talk to me about just random little one-offs that she knows because she's a woman too. And I'm sure that other people may want to have that experience or may not have that same experience because there aren't as many like men or people who look or have the same experience as them in that space.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you have like any more like career, not anymore, but like, how do I say, any goals that you're trying to reach right now within your field of work?
Me right now, yeah. Okay, so yeah, I like I said, I guess I'm competitive. It's amazing how these are basics. I probably knew this younger, but you don't know it, right? But yeah, I'm competitive, and I've always wanted growth. It's something that I actually hate sometimes, is this feeling of wanting more. Like, I'm never content. Yeah. What is that? Like, I absolutely hate it. It's like, it can be a good thing because it keeps me moving forward and being successful. But then the other thing is like, it's like a grind. It's like this constant grind. You guys know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
So, so that just happened. That just got like, I got distracted by the daily grind.
Look at me, I'm like,
No, it's real. It's real.
No, no. Take a step back. We have to actually take a step back because I completely lost my train of thought.
What was the question?
It was, do you have any, what are your goals right now?
Beyond.
Beyond
Okay.
your career.
I don't know how we're going to... Okay. Okay, so my point is, yes, I do have goals.
Okay.
I do have goals. And because of this constant need to grow and develop myself, I've always had it. I want to become like a big boss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I'm in these meetings. I'm going to get real with you guys. Because I'm in these meetings with the big bosses, like the suits come into town. You know? And everyone goes, we all study and get ready. And I get like, my pantsuit on and my like stilettos. Like I get like ready. And I'm in this meeting and I go, I can do that. Like what he is saying right now, the big boss, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
And when I have those moments of like, I get everything they're saying and I get their strategy and I get why they're doing what they're doing and I can maybe interject with a couple great nuggets. Like I go, that's gonna be me.
Yeah.
You know, what is that?
Yeah.
And so, yeah. So I got these goals.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're there.
Yeah. It is that question, like, what is that, or where does that come from? Because I'm the same way. Like, if I have $5 million, I want $10 million.
Yeah,
like, it's never.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think it ever will be enough. I don't know. I hate to say that, but if I'm doing this, I want to do this.
Yeah.
Like, if I want to do this, I want to do that. Like, if I can do this, I definitely can do that.
Yeah.
Like, I want to. I want to challenge myself to do it. So,
Yeah.
I get it.
Agree. And I also feel like that makes you your toughest critic. Like, I will be doing, like, a great job. I get people that I haven't seen in a while, like, oh, you're doing great. Just based off, like, social media and things that they see and stuff like that. And I'm just like, little do you know, I think I'm doing shit right now. And I got these goals I'm trying to reach, and they ain't really going for me right now. But thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, so it's just, and also with that, when I do get those people that do come to me and, you know, they give me my flowers, I'm just like, I really do appreciate that because I can, that makes me know, like, people are watching. People
are watching.
Notice
They are.
what you're doing. You're doing a great job. Relax.
For certain.
Relax. But kind of same to what you said, like, I go into meetings with people and it's just like, you think do something, I can do that too.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
Yeah.
like, what you talking about? I can talk about that too. But no, I agree with you. It's just like that thing. It's just like, I could do a little more. I got 5 million.
I want more.
I could do 10. If I could do 5, I could do 10.
You're like, I have 15. And it's like a never ending.
It's a never ending cycle.
Yeah. I hate to be this person. I personally like it. Like the daily grind, like that's my motivator. Like I like the daily grind. I wouldn't say that I'm like a huge fan of because it is exhausting.
Yeah.
And you feel like, okay, like I got to this point, like I'm still not satisfied. I want more. But I like it. Like it's fun. Like I'm also very yes.
Almost. I don't know. I hate to be like that's my purpose or that's my fuel, but it is like
it's very rewarding.
It
like
is.
you know that if you work so hard to a certain point, you can get there, and that's fire. Like that's just an amazing feeling. And also, like I said earlier, being that girl in what you do. That feels good.
And that's also another nugget. Like, if you work so hard at something, it has no option but to work out. So all you gotta do is just work at it. It's going to work. I promise you, 1,000%. I will promise my life on it. It's going to work.
Yep.
I will promise my life on it. If you are this, I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be funny.
I like that.
I'm not
because
trying to
at
be
some
funny.
point you become the expert
It
in
has
something.
to be, yes.
And
it has
everybody
to
cannot
work.
be the expert.
Yeah.
So you become
It
the
has
go-to
to.
for either like your lane or the specific thing that you do after working so long. It has no
It
choice
has no
but to
other
work.
choice. Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's like the classic, like, knowledge is power. It's
Yep.
like a step up.
Yeah. No other choice.
So I think we got like a couple minutes left.
Right? Any other nuggets that we want to drop on the people real quick?
Oh, of course we have to ask. We ask all of our guests this. What's your zodiac sign?
Oh,
we
do you
didn't
have any
know
guesses?
that.
Can I guess?
Can you
I'm
guys
gonna
guess?
say Gemini. I'm gonna say Gemini.
Oh, I love it. I know there's some Geminis in the room right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I am not a Gemini.
Okay.
I have two guesses. I'm going to guess Capricorn or Leo.
Nope. Nope.
Wow.
It's Aquarius.
Nope. Wow, guys.
Okay.
No.
Is it fire, earth, or air? or water?
It's water.
It's water.
Pisces?
Yeah.
Oh,
I love this. Oh my gosh, I love this. Thank you.
Yeah.
What is your birthday?
I love it. February 23rd.
Okay.
Yeah.
My
Okay.
niece is a Pisces. Y'all both spunky. Okay.
Pisces are spunky.
Shout out to the Pisces.
Yeah.
She's very emotional.
Sure. My mom is a Pisces.
My niece is My niece is like 6 years old. She's been spunky since I met her. Like
Dania?
Dania is a Pisces.
She is.
She's born in like the end of
Yes,
Dania's
I can
22.
see that. She grown.
She's spunky.
Yeah.
She be like, "Hey, Auntie Sha." Like, "Hey, girl." She be like, I be like, "Okay." That's my home girl. I love her. But yeah, okay.
Wow, Pisces. I love that though. Cool. Well, is there anything else that you would like to share for our listeners? Maybe someone who's looking to get in your industry, or just like some words that you want to share, like words of wisdom or anything along those lines?
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's great. Okay. Just put your head down and work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just put your head down and do the job.
Yeah.
Don't get distracted.
Mhm.
Just do the best damn job you can. And that's it. That's it.
Okay.
And keep pursuing it. If you want more, go for it.
That's what I know.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Love that.
Thank you so
Awesome.
much for coming on. Thank you for bringing these.
Yeah, that second one was fire.
Yeah.
It was
I love
amazing.
You like the
I feel
Moet?
great now.
Yeah. I
Moet
do
Ice
too.
Rosé? I'm
Yes.
like that.
These
That's
are
for, like I
good.
said, it's
Yeah.
new this
These are
summer.
great.
It's a new summer drink for Detroit. And then we
New
have
summer drink for Detroit.
Yeah.
Let's say,
And
what's
then
the
the
names
garden
of the two
spread.
drink again? We have the Moet Chandon Garden Spritz.
No, Moet and Chandon Ice Imperial Rosé, and then the Chandon Garden Spritz.
There we go.
Girl.
Yep.
There we go.
Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Well, yeah,
These were
thank you
great.
again for coming.
Thank you for
joining
having
us
me,
for the
ladies. You're
conversation.
just so great.
Fun.
I love it.
Yes, and you all know you can reach us at After5Pod on Instagram and Twitter. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all other podcast platforming streaming networks.
Yep.
I'm going to redo that
Yeah,
again.
you got it. You got it, girl.
And you all know where to find us. We're on Instagram and Twitter at After5Pod, and we're also on YouTube, and you can find us wherever podcasts are streaming at. So thank you again for listening, and catch us for the next episode.
See you guys next time.
Adios.